Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we'll switch it up a little bit and talk about Palworld. The game has now been playable for quite a while, and I was able to play a little bit in the last few weeks, and I got a feel for the game. And this game was really hyped up as a Pokemon with guns, and you probably heard this comparison a lot from news articles and other content creators. But how correct is this statement really? I've played it now for about 14 hours, and my first impressions are rather positive. I think it's very fun to explore a whole new world and see all the different creatures or pals you can capture and, for lack of better words, employ them in your camps. There's nothing sinister here, but they're called camps. These pals is what many people compare to Pokemon. And yes, there are some, or maybe a lot of similarities when it comes to looks. But that's kind of where the similarities stop. There's a clear catching mechanic where you capture your pals in so-called spheres. If you have to compare it, they're round. They might look like Pokeballs, but they're not. And after you capture them, you can have them in your party, or it can be sent to your base camp in a big pal box. It's like a kind of database of all your pals you've captured, and they can join you in battle from your party. Now, many of these pals can also be equipped as weapons or as any other utilities. And for example, but you do need an item for it. So you do need to craft an item for you to use that particular pal as a weapon. And for example, you can use a pal as a flamethrower, and another one as a grenade, a frost grenade to freeze opponents in place. The synergy between the different pals and the environment is a big chunk of the game, a very big chunk of the game. There's loads you can optimize with different pals and their stats and tactics and the tasks they can do. Because each pal has their own internal statistics, attributes, and some really um, cool skills they can have. Also negative skills, and so it's very varied and very exciting. Of course, the other thing in game is the crafting element. It's a very big element in this as well. Just like any other, let's just say, survival game, you can craft from structures you need to maintain your pals, or structures you need to um, gather resources, to workbenches, or just to very cosmetic items. You can build a house, for example, put out a chair, a few cupboards, a fridge, a few brewskis. So you can do all these things, but so crafting is a very, very big part of this game. Now, this is only a first impression video. So what can you expect in the first few hours when you boot the game and you're getting to grips with the vast world before you? I went in completely blind. I didn't look up anything, no guides, no YouTube videos. The only thing I knew about Palworld is that it existed and it was labeled as Pokemon with guns, and that's where my knowledge stopped about Palworld at the beginning. Getting to explore and discover pals and the uses they have on your own is great fun. I come from a more World of Warcraft background where I know most of the game and I've done it all before, especially in Classic. And when I go into the game and I create a character, I know what's there for me. I know what I have to do. Now, in Palworld, I did not have this knowledge, and it has been such a blast discovering the world and kind of making it as hard or as easy as you want it to be. As in, you can modify your world, your own world, to whatever you want it to be. You can make it as hard or as easy you want it. Before you log into your world, you can change parameters, and these parameters you can, for example, change the death penalty, so you don't have any penalty when you die, which is very handy when you want to teleport to other camps. or you can modify the speed of your exhaustion meter. It's all these little things you can modify and that would suit your play sessions and your lifestyle. And you can change these settings every time you log in. For example, if you have a chunk where you say, okay, I have a big time chunk working game, like for 5 hours, and you want to make it a little bit harder, you can. And then when you, for example, you have maybe tops an hour, and you can make it as easy as you want it to be, just to enjoy the world and explore a little bit further. And this has been an absolute godsend to me. I've been very busy lately trying to keep my 16-month-old alive while he discovers all his new skills like climbing very unstable structures or going from walking to running without any notion of upcoming obstacles. So being able to absolutely mold my gameplay to my own preferences and to my own available time is delightful. I can play a little bit here and there and not have the annoyances that might um, extend the gameplay if you want to, but also be a hindrance if you have a very short time to play. Now, I've only been able to play this as a solo adventure, so I haven't had a chance to try this out in an online setting, but this looks like a very great sandbox environment to toy around with friends. And for the parents of slightly older kids, should your kids play this? Sure. Mind you, this game has violence, of course, but the level of creativity you can do is superb. It's not as good as, for example, Minecraft, um, but it set up your base camp and figure out all the paths. It does require some logical thinking, which might be beneficial for your kid. And why not join them on their server, on world, I should say, and play together? It looks like a very great opportunity there. I, for one, can't wait to play more and discover a bit more of this awesome world because it is a big world. I haven't even discovered half of it yet. Um, so I do hope you enjoyed this video as well. If you did, please leave a comment or like. This video is a bit of a switch up from the usual World of Warcraft classic content, and you can expect more general gaming videos in the future because these are more in line with the time I have, and I don't feel I have enough time to level and progress in Warcraft to make videos about this at this very point in time. Maybe in a few years when he's a bit older and I can dedicate a bit more time to Warcraft, I might pick this up again. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. Bye now.